Hi, welcome to Biblical Foundations 101. My name is Brother Jimmy Hayes. I want to thank God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me the opportunity and the privilege to sit here before you to proclaim His Word and the subject of biblical apologetics. Today I'd like to spend some time on the subject of Genesis and the subject of evolution. I want to take a moment and define the word science. Science is the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. Okay? My point here is to define whether or not evolution is a religion. Scientists want to define evolution as science, and they want to say that intelligent design or creationism is religion. However, I will prove that evolution is no more than religion as well. It's based on nothing but a belief system. Evolution really has 6 stages to it. Okay. The first stage to evolution would be cosmic evolution, and this would be the origin of
I think the best way to understand how God
time, space, and matter from nothing, or what they call the Big Bang. And we know that
many job professions today seek signs.
What they claim is that there was an explosion from nothing. Now we already know this is not observable. Okay, and we have to remember that science it has to be it's knowledge gained through observation. Okay, if you can't observe it, okay, then it's not science. Okay, so they claim there was a Big Bang. Well, how do they know that? Okay, they claim that the universe is 14 billion years old. Okay, now I like to watch the television show The Universe, and I like their computer-generated images, and it looks really nice on television. Okay, but the truth is, there is no facts. There's absolutely no proof, other than somebody's imagination, that there was ever a Big Bang. Now they talk redshift, but if you do your homework, there was actually a quasar. Now that's two stars really close together, moving really fast, and they were able to try to measure, and they know that the quasars are connected. However, one's redshift was way off from another, and that threw the whole redshift theory way out the window. Now scientists aren't going to go and show that all over television, because that would throw off their whole Big Bang theory. So the truth is, they don't know what's really going on. Science is always changing. That's why the Bible, okay, doesn't change. The truth about the Bible is that, although the Bible doesn't tell you everything about oceanography, it doesn't tell you everything about paleontology, but where the Bible does speak of science, the Bible has always been proven accurate, and that's the truth. So first, of course, was cosmic evolution, which was the Big Bang. Second would be chemical evolution. So after the Big Bang, scientists claim that the Big Bang created hydrogen and helium. So this hydrogen and helium you know, somehow, all by itself, these gases, the whole universe was pretty much made up, you know, this huge expansion. Well, by the way, I want to add that this explosion that happened is special. We know, okay, that it's a fact. We can test explosions. I mean, most of you probably do it on the 4th of July. You know, many of us probably did it in our neighbors' mailboxes when we were younger. You know, you put an M80 and, you know, boom, you know, it blows up. So, you know, what do? We create incredible disorder. I mean, that's what happens when something blows up. It destroys things. However, now, this explosion was special, okay? The Big Bang, when nothing, okay, when you put something in your hand, and when you hold out your hand, see my hand? There's nothing in there, okay? If I held it here forever, ain't nothing going to get there unless somebody puts... Anyways, so this explosion was special because from nothing, everything exploded, and nothing exploded, and then everything happened. But not only that, this explosion created incredible order. Man, everything that we see, all the beauty and, you know, the nebulas and all this stuff, you know, and it's just beautiful, you know. It's amazing what we see out there. So this was a really special explosion, you know. It's just amazing. But so after the explosion, hydrogen and helium were formed. This is called chemical evolution. So you have to remember, I mean, all of these have to happen for the one to come to have happened. Because, you know, they're going to deny that, you know, each one denies that they needed the other one because, you know, they don't want to get into that. But so chemical evolution happens, and somehow the helium and the hydrogen decide that they're going to come together, you know, all by themselves. I guess the laws must have started somehow out in the middle of space. I don't know how that works, but gravity must have pulled them together, and it must have gotten real hot, you know, and then all of a sudden, somehow, it just sparked, and bang, a star was born, you know, and, you know, but nobody was there to see it. Okay, nobody saw that. Nobody's ever seen it, as a matter of fact. You know, even to this day, you know, they say, hey, look, there's a star going to be born. Look at that. Look at the Horsehead Nebula. A star is going to be born. But you know what the truth is? Nobody's ever seen a star be born. Honestly, we've seen stars die, but it's called a supernova. But we've never seen one be born, honestly. You know, they'll say, look, it's shiny. You know, that don't mean nothing. No one's ever seen one be born. That could be a cloud moving out of the way of a gas cloud. Nobody has seen a star ignite. They've never seen it. And that's the truth. They've never seen that happen. So, you know. But anyway, after the chemical evolution, okay, comes the stellar and planetary evolution. This is when supposedly the stars and the planets, you know, evolved. Okay. And again, this all comes down to somehow the star, you know, did its thing, and everything was swirling. The dust was swirling around. Somehow the star ignited, and the dust was... See, the thing that really blows my mind, though, is that if everything was made out of the same swirling stuff going around this, like, for instance, our solar system, if everything was made out of the same swirling, then why do we have, like, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, all kind of rocky planets, and the rest of them are all gas planets until you get to the very outer, you know. Well, Pluto's now not even considered, you know, it's whatever they call that, like a mini planet, whatever. But and now they found, I guess, what they think is this, you know, Planet X or whatever, I don't know what they, you know, whatever. But anyway, so, you know, and then, you know, actually we have some planets spinning in other directions. I mean, they're spinning in the wrong direction. I mean, there's actually a term for that, and really it makes them look foolish, really, because really if everything was spinning off in the same direction, it really is not supposed to go the other direction. So, but anyways, so then, you know, then there's stellar and planetary evolution, okay? Then you have organic evolution. Now, this is a lot of fun because organic evolution is, you know, life, okay? So, this again, okay, you have to understand, none of these things have ever been observed in a laboratory. So, see, if they want to believe these things, okay, then that's fine, okay, but it's religion. You know, they believe it happened, okay, but none of these things have ever been observed. So what I'm trying to say is, it's religion. They believe it happened. That's okay. I believe in God. I believe in Genesis, okay, and they'll say, yeah, well, then that's religion. I admit that it is. Okay, I admit it. Okay, they need to admit it. Okay, that's all. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's right that they're using people's tax dollars to indoctrinate children. Well, they're not going to indoctrinate my children. I'll tell you that right now, because you know, my children know the truth. Okay, I tell them about evolution. You know, I tell them the truth of the Word of God too. So they're not gonna fool my kids about their, you know, silly 14 billion years. How do they know that? Were they here? You know. Anyway, so then you know, there's organic evolution. Now this is when, you know, who knows what they're creating. You know, 4.5 billion years ago. Okay, there was a comet. You know, it was this comet had something special in it. It was an amoeba or something, and this amoeba was frozen, okay, and it hit the warm waters of the primordial soup, and this amoeba was special because when it hit the water, it come to life, okay, or lightning hit it, and it come to life, and all by itself, it decided that it was going to split in two, this amoeba, and it split in two, and it decided all by itself that it was going to become male and female of everything on the planet, okay, and it's either that or, you know, it rained on the rocks for millions of years, and your great grandfather's a rock, okay? Or, you know, if you want to believe you came from a monkey or an ape, you know, you can if you want. Or all this ridiculous stuff. I mean, come on. It's all ridiculous. It's foolishness. I mean, they have absolutely this is something else. They can't do it in a laboratory today. They can't make an earthworm. You know, they can't do anything. They have not been able to reproduce life at all, period. It's the truth. They've not been able to do it. And even if they were able, let me tell you something. If the smartest scientists in the world were able to come together, okay, and make life, create life, you know what that would tell me? That it takes intelligence to create life, okay? It took an intelligent designer to do it, okay? So, you know, it didn't happen by accident. And then if life was still, you know, then how come life isn't still being created today? You know, anyway, then there's macro evolution, okay? This is where it starts getting to be a slippery slope, okay? Macroevolution is where they try to teach that one kind of animal over millions of years turns into another kind of animal, okay? Well, this is where the big lies come in, because this is where what they teach in school and in all the schools, and you know, and here's the truth, okay? There's never been a single transitional fossil ever found, and that's the truth. That's the truth. I mean, never. And even if there was, let's think about this for a minute. What would let's say, a cow with two front flippers do while it was turning into a dolphin? Die? I mean, come on, let's think about it. I mean, what good would that be? You know, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. You know, I mean, we found the fossil. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It would happen so slowly. I mean, come on, man. You know, this doesn't work. Okay, and DNA shows that it can't happen. We are designed. Okay, there are no. I mean, there's certain parameters that every biblical kind says we can go to. Period. We can't cross kinds. Okay. Then we go to microevolution. Now this, okay, everybody knows. I agree to this, but it's poorly named. It's called speciation. Okay. All this means is that amongst the kinds of animal, there are subspecies. For instance, the dog. You have the pit bull, the Great Dane, and the Chihuahua. You know, the cat, you might have the Maine Coon, the Siamese, okay, so on, so forth, okay. You have different species of the kinds of animals, okay. The human being, you might have the Asian, the African, the Anglo-Saxon, the Native American, the Hawaiian, okay, but they're all human beings, okay. It's not about race, okay. We're all human beings, you know. We're all of the same kind. We can all, interbreed. All of our blood is the same. I mean, a Native American, well, I'm part Native American, but an African's blood could mix with my blood. You know what I mean? If I needed a blood transfusion, a heart, surgery, it doesn't matter. So microevolution, really speciation, is the only one. But see, what they do is they'll teach the speciation, okay, microevolution, they slowly slide up to macroevolution to trick the children, okay? But what I'm trying to teach here is that macroevolution all the way up to cosmic evolution is all based on faith. They have to believe that these things happened because there's absolutely no scientific proof that it ever did. So what's this teach? I mean, what am I trying to say? This is no theory of evolution, okay? A theory is something that is testable and repeatable. Okay, you take it into a laboratory. It starts off as a hypothesis, an idea. Then you take it into a laboratory and you test it. Then you repeat it. Then independent laboratories take it and they test it and they get the desired result, and it becomes a theory. Okay, this isn't testable. This isn't testable. It takes too long. This is a hypothesis. It's an idea. Yet so many call it a fact, and they teach it as fact. What this is garbage, and it shouldn't be taught at all. Okay, come up with a better theory. Or don't teach this at all. If Charles Darwin were alive today, okay, he wouldn't believe in his own theory, and that's the truth. So, all that being said, I just want to go over, where's it at, because I had it written down. One thing that I had that would, well, okay, I'll just say it. In the very first 10 words of the Bible, God laid it all out, okay? Didn't need no Big Bang. See, God speaks substance. What He says, He creates. In the beginning. See, beginning it represents time. Time has 3 dimensions: past, present, and future. God created the heaven. Heaven represents space. Space has 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. So in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Earth represents matter. Matter has three dimensions: solid, liquid, gas. Everything was created in the very first 10 words of the Bible. When God speaks, like when he said, "Let there be light," and there was. See, when God speaks, he speaks substance. There don't need to be any Big Bang. They spend billions and billions and billions of dollars to send these satellites into the air. You know, all they had to do was spend $10 to get a King James Bible and read Genesis 1:1, you know, and find out what they're finding out anyway. You know, that's what they find out. You know, they find out what Genesis 1:1 says. So, all right, I just wanted to let that off my chest. I look forward to coming on and saying some more things in the future. God bless everybody. Everybody take care.